what is social emotion learning?
Socio Emotional Learning is very important because it helps a child understand how to behave with others. And even Honorable Prime Minister is talking about skill education, the CBSE is talking about skill education.
Emotional strength, like students are born with this?
But school has a major role, parenting has a major role in playing a very, very crucial role, how they behave with other people and how they act.
Today's children are emotionally weaker or they are just more expressive?
I wouldn't say they are weaker, but yes, I would say they are vulnerable.
What kind of challenges you are seeing these days, like students are facing with emotions?
Social media is a big problem, I would say.
So ma'am, does parenting style also affect the emotional resilience of students?
Definitely it does. There are actually various types of parents. One parent who's very, very emotionally involved, excessively involved. The other type of parent is somebody who's extremely busy, maybe the corporate parents, or somebody like me who does not have that kind of time. My school, where a small girl of grade 7 asked somebody in her van, school van, to put a cut here.
Oh. Hello and welcome to Beyond the Classroom podcast. We generally talk about Olympiad, board exams, results, but we hardly talk about how a child is feeling. Let's suppose a child secure 95% mark, but he fails to take criticism, failure in life. So, are we truly educating them? Today's children are growing up in a world of comparison, social media pressure, academic competition, and somewhere between performance and expectations, emotions are getting ignored. To decode this deeply important topic of socio emotional learning, we have our today's guest, Ms. Smita Sharma Dabas. She is the principal of Ramjas School, Anand Parvat. She is an education leader, author, poet, and teacher trainer with 27 years of experience. From curriculum development with CBSE and the British Council to transforming schools through leadership and staff empowerment, she has shaped education at multiple levels. Currently leading Ramjas School, Anand Parvat, her passion for socio-emotional learning makes today's conversation truly special. Ma'am, it's an absolute honor to invite you on this podcast. I'm very excited for today's discussion.
Thank you so much, Pulkit.
So, ma'am, like whosoever is watching this episode might be a parent or a teacher. So, can you like explain in simple words what is social emotion learning?
Well, Pulkit, before I explain what socio emotional learning is, I would like to mention the broader term life skills.
Okay.
Life skill is something, these are the skills that we need to live life, right? And what do we need to live life? Not just money, but also interaction with people, also relationships. So, under that umbrella, I would say socio emotional learning is very important because it helps a child understand how to behave with others socially and emotionally.
Right. So, ma'am, is socio-emotional learning is a trend nowadays or it's a necessity?
Well, Pulkit, it is not really a trend. It is definitely a necessity because in earlier times, marks were very, very important.
Right.
Then came grades. But this is life and we have to live it. So, to live any life meaningfully, happily, we need certain skills. And even Honorable Prime Minister is talking about skill education, the CBSE is talking about skill education. So, socio emotional learning helps us to actually get those skills.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, I want to understand when you personally realize that this is very crucial in school curriculums.
Well, there was not a single point in time when I realized that socio emotional learning is very important. I think with the teacher training that I got as a teacher and my earlier role as academic coordinator or teacher resource center head at various schools, and now as a principal, I think I have been realizing it that socio emotional learning is the most important aspect of anybody's personality.
That is very true. I also visit schools due to my work, and I've personally seen that many students who are very good in academics, like they're securing good marks, but they're not ready to face stage fear. They cannot go in debate competitions. Then I realize that marks, mindset, and this socio emotional learning thing, these three are different things.
Definitely, definitely. See, marks will not take you far. These days, CUET has also come. So, marks already have a limited value.
Right.
What is of utmost importance and value is your overall personality.
Correct.
How you deal with people, how you analyze situations, how you behave in a critical situation, how you solve problems, how you collaborate,
How you deal with people.
communicate. Yes. So that is what encompasses in SEL or socio emotional learning.
Right. So, ma'am, according to you, emotional strength, like students are born with this, or what do you think that school should indirectly inculcating this in the curriculum or in the students?
I think if we cannot say that students are born with certain strength, but yes, one particular child may be more resilient than the other, but they behave differently from each other because their home environment is different, how their parents are dealing with them is very different, and how the teachers are dealing with them is different. So I cannot say that they're born with it, but school has a major role, parenting has a major role in playing a very, very crucial role, how they behave with other people and how they act in difficult situations, in
Right.
critical situations, how resilient they are.
Absolutely. So, ma'am, what do you think? Like today's children are emotionally weaker, or they are just more expressive?
I wouldn't say they are weaker emotionally. I think these children are way smarter than us. They are way smarter than us. They have the digital world at their feet. They are on Instagram, they are on Snapchat, they are playing games with outside people internationally, they're talking with them on Discord. So I wouldn't say they are weaker, but yes, I would say they are vulnerable. They are vulnerable because they are acting in a situation which we never did. We had limited people to interact with, our families, our cousins, our school friends. But here is the generation who is actually interacting with strangers as well. So they are vulnerable, I would say.
Okay, ma'am, you are a school principal and you have over 2 decades of experience. So, what kind of challenges you are seeing these days, like students are facing with emotions? Is social media playing a really big role in this?
Of course, of course. Definitely, social media is a big problem, I would say, because we had different sort of media. We had TV, we would
Right.
watch Chitrahar, we had movie. Sometimes, at times, we were taken to watch movies by our parents. But here, these children have an access to anybody in the world.
Right.
So there are cases of cyberbullying. There are cases where people body shame them or bully them for whatever post that they put. They are vulnerable so much so that anybody can target them. So definitely it's a big problem for them.
Ma'am, that is true, and I think जो content है after the introduction of OTT platforms, the penetration of content in different genres have increased so much. if you see 10 years back, there was not this kind of content coming. So I think that content is also making, as you mentioned, making them vulnerable about their surroundings, about what's happening, and and all students are constantly on the toes. Okay, what's coming next in the episodes, or what coming next in technology? So they are vulnerable about upcoming things as well.
Children these days are watching a lot of stuff in their private spaces.
Right.
Each one of them has a mobile. Each one of them has a private television in their personal bedrooms. They are not watching something with the family, like we used to watch Ramayana and Mahabharat together, or Chanakya together. They are watching certain things which are not really age appropriate, and which are, I think, mastered by the Western world. There was something that I was watching where the school child is smoking, vaping. So this is what they take in, and they think it's cool. But it is not.
It's not.
And when we explain it to them, they don't understand. They hardly understand.
Because that age is very vulnerable age. The age is,
Absolutely.
I think they're open to see any kind of content these days.
Absolutely. Which must be the role of parents actually to monitor.
Right.
And of course, the role of the school also is very important, to guide them, to mentor them. And that's what we do at Ramjas.
So, ma'am, does parenting style also affect the emotional resilience of students?
Definitely it does. There are actually various types of parents. One parent who's very, very emotionally involved, excessively involved, and they want to know what's happening in the child's life at every point in time.
Right.
What kind of friends he makes, what kind of sports he is playing, what types of classes that he would go to,
Content he is watching online.
content he would watch. But that is also suffocating for the child.
Right.
And the other kind of parenting, I would say, the other type of parent is somebody who's extremely busy, maybe the corporate parents, or somebody like me who does not have that kind of time. But we have to create a balance. If I talk about myself also, when I'm very, very busy, but I have to take out time to exactly know what my child is watching, what are his likes and dislikes, what kind of friends he or she has.
Absolutely. Ma'am, you mentioned that the corporate parents, and sometimes both parents are working. They cannot monitor, or they are not available every time emotionally with their child. So what small habits they should form so that that student or that child become emotionally resilient or has good emotions?
See, first of all, communication has to be transparent. Every child needs to be heard. And if the
Absolutely.
parents are not there, definitely they have to take time out on weekends. They can go out on weekends, watch a movie together. They can make small habits like having dinner together, or maybe having a small chat on Instagram. Like, I am on Instagram, my son is on Instagram, and if I see a nice post,
You
which
share
is,
with him.
yeah, I share with him, and he smiles back, or sends me a heart emoji.
emoji.
So even if we are connected in the digital world, because that's the need of the hour, we have to remain connected, because that bond should not go missing.
And it reminds them as well, okay, someone is there. I can
Yes.
share, or you are sharing, so he's feeling that emotion. Okay, my mother has found a good post for me. So she's caring about me. She's sharing that post with
And
me.
he
So
does the same.
He
He
does the
also
same.
shares back.
I think this is a very good point. Like every child must be heard. So I think parents who are watching this episode, they inculcate these habits, small habits in their daily routine, like going out with your children on weekends, or having a lunch or dinner together. So I think this is a very good tip, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, how your school, like Ramjas School, Anand Parvat, is practically implementing socio emotional learning?
Well, we don't show that we are implementing something called socio emotional learning, but it is there.
Okay.
It is there. When we are talking, when I'm talking in the assembly ground, I take up something very, very relevant and I talk about it and I share my experiences with them. That is an emotional connect. Then we have teacher talk every weekdays.
Do teachers receive training, special trainings for this?
We definitely do not have a visible curricula, but we have an invisible curricula, which is around socio emotional learning, like teacher talk, like principal talk. Something that I will be starting next session, and I've already talked about it, is minute with principal. So I think that I need to know each child by name. I should know what is happening at their houses. So I have created this nomenclature, minute with principal, and I will be meeting each child starting from grade 12 personally in my room so that they can share whatever they are feeling.
That's so powerful, and that's something I'm hearing about the very first time, like a minute with principal thing.
Yes. So, of course, the minute will extend to 15 minutes and we can have a chat. But yes, I also have an open door policy. Any child, any teacher, and any staff member can get into my room and share. So, sharing means caring. And once they are open and they can share anything with me, they know that I care.
I think, ma'am, this is a very good, like a practice that you are following in your school.
Thank you.
And ma'am, can you share a real time or a real case study where you have seen a child who is like very average in academics, but he's very strong with emotions and has done wonders in his career?
So there are many such incidents, and if I have to recount one, there's a girl in my school who's very, very good at singing, and of course parents were not encouraging her to take up music. So I called the parent and I met the parent and I showed her through a little small career counseling session with me that music can also turn into a great career and marks don't matter.
Absolutely.
And the emotional factor and the way that child behaved post my meeting with her parent was very, very amazing. She came to thank me and she said, "Thank you so much, ma'am," because sometimes parents don't understand and teachers do. So she's quite happy to take up music as a sixth subject, probably because she will make a career into music. And there are such cases, many such cases actually. Cases of bullying also, sometimes a child, sometimes a child posts something which is not right. They body shame each other. And when I talk about those things in the assembly, when I counsel them personally, when the school counselor counsels them, and of course there is a change.
There's a change.
There is a change. And I also held a session with the Delhi police about cyberbullying. That cyberbullying is a crime. And if you indulge, your IP address can be found out. So you have to sometimes, साम दाम दंड भेद का हमें इस्तेमाल करना पड़ता है एंड कभी डराना पड़ता है, कभी प्यार से हैंडल करना पड़ता है, बट वी हैव टू मैनेज देयर इमोशंस.
एब्सोल्युटली मैम. एंड मेरे को लगता है मैम, जैसे जो आप बुलिंग के केसेस बता रहे हैं, सो समहाउ वो एक इमोशनल ट्रिगर ही होता है.
बिल्कुल.
स्टूडेंट्स के अंदर कोई पास्ट ट्रॉमा और कोई पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस, और दे हैव सीन समथिंग इन शोज और इन मूवीज जो उनको ट्रिगर होता है कि ठीक है, अगर उसने किया है तो लेट्स ट्राई दिस, लेट्स डू दिस. सो आई थिंक if their
there
emotions
was a
are...
case, Pulkit, in my school where a small girl of grade 7 asked somebody in her van, school van, to put a cut here.
Oh, why?
And we found out that the parents were having certain issues with each other, and the father used to beat the mother up. So somewhere she could not show that pain to anybody else, and mother ने भी frustration में she said that तू नहीं पैदा होती तो अच्छा होता. So that pain of the child she manifested through that cut on. So we called the mother. Father तो नहीं आए. We called the mother. We counseled them that आपके बीच में जो भी चल रहा है बच्चे तक नहीं आना चाहिए. Sort those things out and be as loving as you can with the child, because ये साल बच्चे के लिए दोबारा नहीं आएंगे.
एंड आई थिंक मैम ये उस बच्चे के लिए भी बहुत ज़्यादा इमोशन
Traumatic.
ट्रोमैटिक था, क्योंकि स्कूल में भी आई थिंक बहुत चीज़ें पैरेलली चल रहे होते हैं, एग्जाम्स, एकेडमिक, स्पोर्ट्स, एंड some
Definitely, and
when they are going
academics
back
were also
and when
suffering.
they're going back home and they're seeing this, so I think they're very full of emotions.
Absolutely, absolutely. So every child needs to be heard. As I said, every child needs a hug. Every child needs to be loved, and that is all we can do.
That is all. I think all a school can do this.
Yes.
The bare minimum is this.
Definitely.
So, this is slightly uncomfortable. So, what are the biggest emotional mistakes parents unknowingly making these days?
Well, I think the most traumatic experience that children get is to fulfill the parents' expectations. मैं डॉक्टर तो मेरा बेटा भी डॉक्टर, मैं इंजीनियर नहीं बन पाई तो मेरी बेटी इंजीनियर बन जाए.
Putting their dreams
Yes,
on.
putting their dreams forced onto their children. I think that is a mistake that unknowingly all parents are doing. All parents are doing that.
How you deal with that? Like, let's suppose a case came to you where a parent, they're forcing, and the child came up to you, ki ma'am, this is something I want to do in life, and at home my parents are forcing me, or my parents are guiding me to this direction. So how you take up these cases?
See, parents are also not aware of the various career options. So one thing that Ramjas does is have parent orientations, have career fairs. So जब पेरेंट्स करियर फेयर्स में आएंगे, देखेंगे कि किस तरह की ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हैं आजकल, डेफिनेटली दे विल बिकम मोर अवेयर. And then we have career counseling sessions with the school counselor.
Okay.
Sometimes I also meet certain parents who have fixed opinions about their children. अब हर बच्चा तो IIT में नहीं जा सकता. IIT के बच्चों को भी जॉब नहीं मिल रही.
Right.
So I give them example of my own son who's doing a design course. And designers are earning way more than engineers these days.
Absolutely.
And they are irreplaceable. Engineers can be replaced by AI.
But designing.
But creative thinking will never be replaced. So sometimes you have to mentor them, guide them.
And I think, ma'am, open communication जब तक होगा parents के साथ, somehow, as you mentioned, कि sometimes parents are also not aware, okay, this can be a good field, because every parent wants best for their child. So उनको लगता है कि उस scenario में might be like they are elder, so they know better, but sometimes I think the right guidance or the right communication with the right person makes the shift, or make them shift their decisions.
See, parents should be aware कि उनका बच्चा किस चीज में अच्छा है. So हर बच्चा मैथ्स में अच्छा नहीं हो सकता, हर बच्चा लैंग्वेज में अच्छा नहीं हो सकता. Some children are automatically very good at mathematics, they are very good at sciences, they are very good at languages. So they have to notice, and they have to notice correctly. And if they are able to notice correctly, they will be able to understand what their child needs to do. And another thing is that what gives happiness to their child. क्या वो ज़्यादा extroverted है तो उसको social situations में अच्छा लगेगा, क्या वो इंट्रोवर्टेड है. सो हर तरह से पेरेंट्स को बच्चों को समझने की जरूरत है, एंड इनफैक्ट टीचर्स एज वेल.
राइट. सो मैम, कैन एम्पैथी आल्सो कैन बी टॉट, और इट्स लाइक डेवलप्ड बाय एक्सपीरियंस?
सी, आई थिंक it's a very very good question, Pulkit. I must say empathy cannot be taught, but you can be trained to be empathetic. Right? किसी को चोट लगती है, हम उसे दवा लगा देते हैं, वो हम सिंपैथी दिखा रहे हैं. बट अगर हम उसकी तरह फील करके देखें कि उसको चोट लगी और उसके मन में क्या चल रहा है, वो एम्पैथी है. सो एम्पैथी और सिंपैथी में पहले तो हमें फर्क पता होना चाहिए. एंड इफ वी अंडरस्टैंड द डिफरेंस, वी कैन बी helping children, we can help children in training the kids to be more empathetic.
So, ma'am, what schools can do to build emotionally stronger students?
Schools can do a lot actually, right from the start, nursery child, when he enters. You must have seen a video where a child chooses to either hug the
Give
class
the high
teacher
five,
or give a high five,
right?
or maybe do a little shake.
Shake.
So that is how an emotional bond starts at the nursery level. If we actually think, all nursery teachers are like mothers, they are mini mothers.
Right.
So they can do a lot. And once they grow up, the bond dissipates with the teacher, with the other teachers, with the peers as well. And as children take up teenage, when they become adolescents, वो आपस में ज़्यादा बॉन्ड करते हैं.
Right.
तो उनके ग्रुप सेशंस होने चाहिए,
Okay.
पीयर सेशंस होने चाहिए, जब ट्यूटोरियल्स हो सकते हैं. दैट्स अ वेरी गुड वे where one teacher is a tutor to 10 students only. That happens in colleges also.
Correct.
वो चीज़ हम स्कूल में क्यों नहीं कर सकते? स्कूल में 10 टीचर्स के ऊपर एक ट्यूटर होगा, और क्योंकि काउंसलर्स तो लिमिटेड होते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
दो CBSE is saying that we should have more counselors, but अगर ट्यूटर्स बना दिए जाएं तो हम डेफिनेटली उन बच्चों को बारीकी से जानेंगे. We can understand them better, and we can give them a year, and we can handle, let them handle their situations emotionally better and make them more resilient.
Right. So, ma'am, do you think, like, in future, in report card, there might be a column of emotional competency?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Definitely. See, CBSE is pushing for holistic progress cards.
Yes.
And holistic progress cards means to judge the child holistically. How he behaves with the property of the school, how he behaves with the peers, how he behaves with the parents, whether he respects the elders or not, whether he respects the national flag or not. So that is what will be judged, and there has to be a place in the report card for SEL.
I'm with you, ma'am. There should be a place in the school report cards on SCL.
Yes.
So, ma'am, will emotional intelligence matter more than IQ in the next 5-10 years?
Definitely, I think it's already starting to show. अगर आप AI के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं, सुन रहे हैं, there was recently a case where the artificial intelligence is trying to read the emotions of humans. When the AI is intelligent enough to understand the emotions, of course, emotional intelligence or emotional quotient is far more important than intelligence quotient. And the new thing is SQ. So IQ, intelligence quotient, EQ is your emotional quotient, and SQ is your social quotient. And the combination of these three makes you a person.
So, ma'am, I think when you use AI tools and you put emotions while giving that prompt to the AI, so AI will respond accordingly.
Yes, that is happening. Recently, I attended an education conclave, and there was a session on AI, and the tone that was a teacher assistant actually.
Okay.
And the person who was showcasing it was speaking in a Tapori language to the AI, and the AI was responding in a Tapori language. So AI is way more intelligent in reading emotions, even of the voices.
Yes. I think penetration of AI in teaching will be at a very large level.
Yes, it is happening. There are schools that are using robotic assistants already. There's one school in Bangalore which has been using a robotic assistant for long.
So, ma'am, if you want to give one final tip to every parent who's watching this episode about raising emotionally stronger children, what would it be?
Well, I think there's a quote that I love, and it is my favorite, which is, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? So
How amazing.
so hope is a thing with feathers, and they should keep hope in their hearts, and they should intend to help their children keep hope in their hearts. Be grateful for whatever they have, and once we have a habit of being grateful, I think we are emotionally very balanced. And when we are happy about the little things that we achieve, even though it's a small step, we become calmer. And when we are calmer, we are happier. So, my tip to parents would be, let the children smile and let them be.
I think, ma'am, that's the best tip the parents can get. And truly, the education is not just about building careers, it's about building humans.
Yes, and as Ramjas' motto is, Shraddha, Gyan and Karm.
Okay.
हमें बच्चों में श्रद्धा भी डालनी है, बड़ों के प्रति, देश के प्रति, सोसाइटी के प्रति, अपने प्रति ज्ञान डालना है और कर्म की शिक्षा देनी है. So we are working towards that, and I think if we combine all of it, it is intelligence, emotions, as well as being good social human beings.
Absolutely, ma'am. And ma'am, thank you so much for sharing your intellect, for sharing your experience, sharing your vision as a school principal for your current school and for the other schools as well. And I think this episode will be a eye opener, not an eye opener, but this episode will be a game changer for all who is watching this. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Pulkit, for inviting me. All the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.